Maxine Waters kicked Trump supporters out of her town hall. Watch all hell break loose. Maxine Waters held a town hall in her California district, but right before it started she did the unthinkable. The congresswoman denied entry to dozens of Trump supporters and forced them to wear yellow bracelets, meaning they could not enter and ask her a question. But it gets even worse. Maxine Waters' staff set up rows of chairs outside of the venue and told the Trump supporters they could only sit there. Then all hell broke loose. Watch as a black Trump supporter takes a megaphone and destroys Maxine Waters for destroying the community by giving jobs to illegal immigrants. Watch this clip, then share on Facebook so we can make it go viral. If you want to see just how awful Maxine Waters is, watch this compilation. It's happening. Hillary, Obama cronies just dropped $4.8 million to settle claims for. The Clinton cartel has gotten heaps of gifts, and some from individuals with a sketchy business practice that outcome in trashy items being sold which don't face the cases made about them. Obviously, Barack and Hillary aren't excessively worried about the ethical respectability of the general population who give us totals to their decision battles, and President Obama was just excessively upbeat, making it impossible to pass at an undeserved honor when he named this lady ambassador for global entrepreneurship. The lady, Elizabeth Holmes, who is the CEO of Theranos, a well-being tech organization situated in the Silicon Valley, is currently settling purchaser extortion cases to the tune of about $4.8 million for misrepresenting the accuracy of a blood testing device she marketed, which neglected to execute as guaranteed. According to the Washington Free Beacon, Elizabeth Holmes, a Clinton donor who was named ambassador for global entrepreneurship under former President Barack Obama, settled with the state of Arizona for $4.8 million over consumer fraud claims. Holmes, 33, was the founder and CEO of Theranos, and privately owned Silicon Valley health tech company once valued at $9 billion. Theranos marketed the blood test known as the Edison device, which tested blood with a mere finger prick at lower costs. The blood test device ended up being inaccurate, leading Theranos and Holmes to cook the books to hide the floor test. Tyler Schultz, an employee of Theranos, uncovered the inaccuracy of the device and leaked the documents to save the reputation of his grandfather, former President Ronald Reagan's Secretary of State George Shultz. Theranos was reportedly using a shell company to secretly buy commercial lab equipment, and improperly created rosy financial projections for investors, according to the Wall Street Journal. Last week Holmes began to settle lawsuits with some Theranos victims. Theranos settled with the state of Arizona for $4.8 million over consumer fraud claims over the flawed Edison device blood tests. On Monday, the company agreed to a ban from operating clinical and retail test laboratories for 2 years to resolve claims filed by Medicare and Medicaid, the New York Post reported. Holmes was not shy about stepping into the political world. Former President Obama has invited Holmes to the White House and named her ambassador for global entrepreneurship in 2015. Elizabeth Holmes is following in some admirable people's footsteps, since she and Hillary most likely have a great deal to examine about their unscrupulous business dealings. They can collaborate, and Hillary can teach Holmes on the better purposes of avoiding indictment. What do you think about this? Do not hesitate and write your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you for reading. The Washington Free Beacon. Amazing First Lady Melania shocked after landing in strict Muslim nation, she refused to wear hijab. And First Lady Melania Trump isn't the sort of lady who escapes general visibility, when in Rome or Saudi Arabia. Melania ventured off the plane in the Saudi kingdom anticipating a cultural backlash to her elegant, free form of Western dress. A remarkable inverse happened. She was allowed by the Saudis to dress to inspire. Not at all like her antecedent Michelle Obama, who bowed to Arab social weight and wore the hijab, headscarf. Melania did it her way. What's more, she did it as a guest in a strictly Muslim nation, One that executes killers, seriously rebuffs gay people and philanderers, and conceals ladies from seeing behind shroud and headscarves. Much was in question amid the Trump's current visit to the Saudi kingdom. What's more, Saudi authorities were completely mindful they weren't managing a limp noodle like Barack Obama. They were managing an American president who is accustomed to giving orders hours from marking a $350 billion military arms managed the U.S. Additionally in question were millions in outside guide. The power obviously lies with this president. This time, it was the Saudis who needed to adjust their social strictures to suit their recognized visitors. What do you think about this? Do not hesitate and write your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you for reading. T Freedom Daily. Seconds ago. Queen Elizabeth destroys London Mayor Sadiq Khan for his hatred of Trump, you'll cheer. Trump and London Mayor Sadiq Khan have had an extremely open spat over the most recent couple of days. It began after another terrorist attack on America's most prominent partner, England. Khan opened up to the world about some odd comments, saying there was no motivation to be alarmed by an expanded police nearness in London. No motivation to be alarmed. They fundamentally got out their armed force to watch the lanes and there is nothing to see here? Move along people, nothing going ahead here. Unbelievable. Trump utilized his most loved medium, Twitter, to get down on him about his imbecilic remark. Pathetic excuse by London Mayor Sadiq Khan, who had to think fast on his no reason to be alarmed statement. MSM is working hard to sell it. Sadiq Khan reacted by demanding Trump's welcome to visit England in an official state limit be revoked. He truly needed England to solid and reject the most capable man on the planet. Moronic proceed onward such a variety of levels, yet for the most part, he didn't welcome the person. The welcome originated from Queen Elizabeth. What's more, she wasn't having any of Sadiq Khan's BS. As indicated by Breitbart, when Press Secretary Sean Spicer was gotten some information about London Mayor Sadiq Khan attempting to scratch off President Donald Trump's visit to the UK, Spicer reacted, for the Queen, the President appreciates Her Majesty's gracious invitation. Precisely, she welcomed Trump for a royal visit, not the new Muslim leader of London who is never going to budge on getting exposure off of Donald Trump. What do you think about this? Do not hesitate and write your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you for reading. T Bria. Game changer. Congress wants to cancel Barack Obama's pension. Congress wants to cancel Barack Obama's pension. Here is why. Barack Obama has been behaving terribly ever since he left the White House. And because of his actions, Congress has put him on their watch. He for sure wasn't the people's president, and there's no reason the U.S. citizens should be subsidizing his lavish lifestyle. USA Today reported that Congress is taking another look at a bill that would cancel pension payments to past presidents if they earn $400,000 or more in a fiscal year. Unsurprisingly, Obama himself vetoed that bill when it was first introduced. Obama had already put the wheels of his post-presidency cash machine in place and wasn't about to let Congress derail his plans. But now that he's out, Congress is going after Obama. In response to the USA Today report that Obama's earnings could trigger congressional action, House Oversight and Government Reform Chair Jason Chaffetz responded, "What do you think of this? Share your..." Massive news. Judge Napolitano says if these alleged emails exist, Loretta Lynch could face 5-10 years in jail. Judge Andrew Napolitano said on Fox Business Network on Monday that former Attorney General Loretta Lynch could be forced to testify on potential interface in the Hillary Clinton email investigation, and he claimed that jail time is still a possibility. "I would actually extend it one step farther. There is enough evidence here, just on the basis of the little snippets given to the Senate Intelligence Committee by former FBI Director Jim Comey, that Mrs. Lynch was either conflicted or working at odds with the Justice Department and in behalf of Mrs. Clinton's campaign and the DNC when she told them to use different terminology for the investigation. Comey recently testified that Lynch instructed him to call the Clinton email probe a matter rather than an investigation. It was a request that the former FBI director admitted made him feel queasy. Napolitano said the terminology may be indicative of a mindset on the part of Attorney General Lynch that she was going to do whatever she could to prevent Mrs. Clinton from getting indicted. He also said Attorney General Jeff Sessions is within his authority to assign a team of DOJ investigators, FBI agents, and prosecutors to determine if Lynch obstructed justice or is guilty of misconduct in office. It is alleged, this document has not seen the light of day if it exists, that there are one or several emails between Debbie Wasserman Schultz and Loretta Lynch concerning the behavior that Loretta Lynch will take to further the DNC interests while Mrs. Lynch was Attorney General, Napolitano added. If such emails exist, it would amount to misconduct in office. It's a felony, he added. Depending upon exactly what they charged her with, it could be 5 or 10 years in jail. It's very serious. It's the equivalent of obstruction of justice. It's the same allegation they are making about the president.